My name's Courtney Shaddocks. I've been attending EVC since last fall. Pastor Bart and Hope are my neighbors. I've struggled with anger for quite a while. I have 2 daughters. My daughter Taylor, she was able to take that anger and channel it positively in her life. My daughter JC, however, was affected more deeply, and it culminated into negative decisions, negative thinking, and ultimately negative circumstances. My daughter was a victim of child trafficking. She began to develop behavioral issues at school. We went to counseling. That void still wasn't filled for her. Social media took hold. Traffickers and predators are able to get hold of children who are more susceptible or easily influenced, and they fill that void. My daughter began to trust people over the internet more than her own family. JC was groomed. She had been picked up from our house. She was a habitual runaway, but she'd never been gone for very long. They had groomed her to go into strip clubs and sit with men who paid her to drink with them. They groomed her to go work at beer barns and sell alcohol to men at cars with barely any clothes on. Last fall, JC ran away. She had been groomed through the traffickers to feel safe, to feel wanted. She began stripping in one of the clubs here nearby, and then ultimately was sexually trafficked. I became extremely angry. It began to destroy me. It began to destroy my marriage, my relationship with my daughter, JC's younger sister, and even it at work. I couldn't control this. I'm an ICU nurse, and we want to control everything. And this wasn't something I could control. I talked to Pastor Bart. I explained, what was going on right next door. And for so long, it had been such a source of, I don't know if it was shame about what was going on with JC, or more shame of myself as a parent that this could have happened. He was able to show me that I can't control everything because God's more powerful and He's in control. It was almost as if a sense of peace came across. JC was still missing. I knew he was in control, and I knew that what he was doing, he would take care of things, and that I was just going to follow his lead, basically. We were able, after a little over 3 weeks, a private investigator and a wonderful organization that I was able to find. We did find JC. She was on probation, so she went straight back into the juvenile system. And she's now in Michigan for trauma counseling and substance abuse counseling. And so we know she's safe. We know she's healing. For me, once I kind of let that anger go at the situation about fixing what was going on in the moment, I realized I can still have anger, but I can use it in a positive light. So what I've done, I'll tell my story to anybody that'll listen. I'll tell JC's story to anybody that'll listen. Because if her story can change one life, or educate one person, or bring to light that this isn't an inner city problem, this isn't a socioeconomic problem, this is a people problem. And once we all, I think, are better able to understand that, we can better defend our children against it. Because right now, it's the dirty little secret that a lot of us, when we're going through it, you're not really sure who you want to tell. I also have joined Team Hope, which is a volunteer support peer network. It's for the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children. We support other parents in the midst of their child being missing. We support other parents of exploitation cases. It gives a parent going through this a safe place to vent. There's a lot of things to this that you're not going to go tell somebody at the basketball game when they ask you how you're doing. There's a lot of things that come along with the guilt of what maybe you did as a parent. And there's a lot of things, I think, the perception of what a child trafficking victim is. Our children aren't ruined. Our children are children. They're broken, but we're all working to help them find what they need to heal. So they're not a lost cause, and we're not going to give up on them. And I think that's really the message that I took home the most with talking to Pastor Bart. I can't fix what has happened, but I can do my very best to make sure that others in the community are aware of it. And if I can prevent it from happening to one family, then I think that was the reason this happened. I'm not holding it in anymore, and I'm helping others that are going through it. Because it's very difficult, it's very lonely, and it's very frustrating. So, we're on this journey, and we're going to be on this journey for a long time. But I really feel like if we focus and channel our anger in the right way, doesn't mean you like it, but you can have positive things and affect change because of that versus perpetuating negativity. And that's our story.